During Katrina, the National Guard had the ability to go confiscate firearms from law-abiding citizens in their own homes. But they didn't have the resources to take water to people that were stuck at the Superdome. After that event, a gentleman that belonged to the service decided to start an organization for police officers, servicemen to take an oath to uphold the Constitution and disobey any order that goes against the Constitution. Since then, the DOJ and the Southern Poverty Law Center has labeled the Oath Keepers as potential terrorists. My question to you is, do you support their views? Or are you a member of the Oath Keepers?
To answer your last question first is, no, I'm not. But I will tell you that I have taken an oath to protect the Constitution, to uphold and protect the Constitution, and I've also had the privilege to administer that oath to other service members, including my own brother. I've been an enlisted Marine, and I've been an officer, and I've taken both oaths, and both are different. I'm going to tell you, my position is that, and I'm a judge advocate now, of course, so I speak from the legal side of it. That oath is binding upon my soul, not only from a legal standpoint, but that oath is bound upon me also from a spiritual standpoint, because I took that oath as a Christian man, and I honestly feel that I'm bound by that oath.
The reason I wanted to ask you if you want to take that first, absolutely. We realized what they had done to us, or the potential to do to us in Texas, or what they did after Katrina. We passed legislation that says you can't do it in Texas. That's a great question. I think we've already taken care of it. And if not, then I'd still agree with you. Next question.
All right, last legislative session in Oklahoma, they looked at a very interesting bill that effectively would have given the state the right to take people's IRS funds and then distribute it to the federal government. And then if the federal government did anything that the state of Oklahoma did not agree with, they would have the right to hold those funds from the federal government. What do you think about a piece of legislation like that?
Women and children in the room, right? Okay, so make sure. I didn't start. Somebody else want this first? In Texas, this is part of what I was talking about earlier. The federal government is trying to tell us how to spend our money, trying to tell us that we need to overspend like they are. And they're trying to do it by withholding funds. And that's where we have to make sure that Lieutenant Governor, the Attorney General Abbott has the ability to stop that. We're not going to pass something like that if we get enough conservatives in the Texas House. We're not going to allow the federal government to come in here and tell us exactly that we need to overspend like they do, that we need to overspend so that they will give us some of our money back. That just stinks, folks. I'm sorry.
Well, I would say that would certainly take care of the issue of unfunded mandates, now wouldn't it? And I think the bottom line is that we need to think about exactly, what are these tax dollars for? Who are they for? Where are they going? Is the money being spent, legitimate? I think it's probably a good idea to try to take as much power back from the federal government as possible. And this might be a very good way of doing it, because let's face it, in politics, money is power.
I would like to ask a question if none of the other candidates will respond to that last question. Representative Driver, I have a question for you. We know that the redistricting is going to be a major issue next session. And the speaker's part, I'm going back to the Speaker of the House being an important issue here, because the speaker is the one who appoints the people to the committees, correct? For redistricting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
To all committees.
right. It is my understanding that he has already appointed some Democrats to those committees, and that he has also been attending fundraisers for Democrats.
Right.
And I'm just kind of wondering as well, because you made the statement that he cut a deal with the Democrats to get in office. I'd like to know what those deals were.
Okay, basically the deal was that I was a huge supporter of the former speaker, Tom Craddock. And I may have to ask you to repeat part of that question, but I mean, it's a long story. There's no time limit on this part. Anyway, I was a huge supporter of Speaker Tom Craddock. Very extreme conservative. He was the one that, when we went through redistricting last time, 10 years ago, made it happen the way it did. That set it up, made it extremely useful for Republicans and conservatives to get to elect more people if we could. When Speaker Strauss, there was an uprising basically. Anytime you overthrow a sitting speaker, there's a small uprising. Several Republicans that weren't happy with the way Speaker Craddock did things got together with a large majority of the Democrats, and that's what I meant by cut a deal. It wasn't a, hey, I'll do this for you if you. He's basically said, y'all come on board with these Republicans, and he became Speaker. This is one reason I said 10 out of the 18 years now in Austin I've been a chairman. I lost my chairmanship because of my devotion, and I gave my word to Speaker Craddock. I was with him. I gave my word to him. I had friends that told me they had the number of votes to make Strauss Speaker. And I said, I'm sorry, until Speaker Craddock releases me, I gave him my word. I am good for my word. I will stay with him. He told me, I can't win, do what you can, go to Speaker Strauss till you're on his team. Because generally, everybody votes for the speaker in the end. That's just kind of how we do it. And so I went to Speaker Strauss and I said, looks like you got the votes, I'm with you. And sorry, what he said was, sorry dude, you're a little late, you lost your chairmanship. So just because I was loyal to my friend and former Speaker Craddock. So there's really no deal cut with him. He just took the votes that was available to him. There was another part to this question.
It's the question about why is he offering the committee heads to Democrats when this is an important issue?
Exactly. The person that we believe is going to be chairman of the committee that will control redistricting is Representative Todd Hunter. He is my desk mate. He's out of Corpus. Very great Republican and a conservative. He is the one we think will chair it. He's the one that chaired Judicial Committee last year when we fought back a lot of people that were trying to do away with part of the tort reform. Todd is a fantastic, extremely intelligent. He was a friend of mine when he was a House member, and then he left and came back and won and beat an incumbent in Corpus Christi to come back. And they made him a chairman because he's a wonderful lawyer. He's a fantastic lawyer. Not many lawyers I say that about, okay, but he is good. But the speaker has to appoint some people as chairman on the other side, or there is a total uprising, and you can't, it's total gridlock. So as far as who he appoints, at this point, it looks like it's going to be Todd Hunter as chairman of the redistricting committee. And he will have to sprinkle some Democrats on there, just simply to be fair. But he doesn't have to sprinkle enough. Or he can have some that are loyal to him, so that he will be able to get the legislation passed the way we need to. That's as good an answer.
Do you know why he is attending the Democratic fundraiser?
He is attending some, a few, mainly because that is one thing. He has said that he would not work against a sitting Democrat. And he attends, I think he's just, I'm not sure, I know he's attended one or two, I don't know how many, if there's more than that. It's just, it's a current sitting member speaker. Craddock did it also. Craddock attended a few Democratic fundraisers. It's usually people that are sort of loyal to him. Maybe not all of them, but I just think there's a few that does. I don't really know how many he's done. So anyway.
Representative Driver, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
As you can see from my outfit here, I feel representative of that. And immigration.
Okay.
And it's a very sore subject with me. I need to find out why, according to ICE, why we've only got 3 or 4 police departments in the entire state of Texas under the 287G program. And also, why we don't have a mandate in the state of Texas about having the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Secure Communities program, where we've got 467 jurisdictions in 26 states, but we have a very poor showing in Texas on this. And I talked to the sheriff in Ohio, and this program is one of the best in the country, and they're putting illegals away and deporting them. That's where all the numbers are coming from. I just need to find out why the state of Texas is not following these 2
And I
programs.
can answer that without asking. I could simply say, would you tell these people, I'll leave that to say, would you tell these people exactly what program you're talking about, acting like I knew exactly what you're asking?
That was the 287G program, the ICE program, that is where we train law enforcement agencies in each state, and also the DPS is part of that group.
So simple, there's a real simple answer, and I said it earlier, we don't have enough conservatives down there. We simply don't have enough conservatives down there to make a law like this come through yet. With y'all's help, we can change the leadership, and we can add a few new faces down there. And that's what we need to do. Just because we have a 2-person majority, 4-person now, excuse me, it's 2-person all here in session, there's always somebody that gets peeled off for one reason or another. Or maybe they're not even there. Maybe their family member died and they're not there the day of the vote. Maybe you can't get out of the committee because it's in a bad committee. Now that is something where the speaker can help us. He can assign what committees a bill goes to. And that is huge sometimes. There will be a redistricting committee that I'm hoping still, I'm full of affirmative believe that Representative Hunter will be head of it. But if we get more conservatives down there, if y'all are active and help us replace some of the people that don't vote to put that kind of law into effect, we can do it. But we need more than a 4-person majority for Republican and Democrat.